ABC Kinderteach presents Apple Trouble, written by Ragnhild Scamell and Scamell Terry. Ooh, that looks like a hedgehog, and it has an apple stuck to its back. I wonder if that's the kind of apple trouble that is going on in this story. Hedgehog had just finished building her winter nest under the old apple tree, not too large and not too small, just right for a nice long winter sleep. And that's what a real hedgehog looks like. Suddenly a juicy red apple landed on her back. "Ouch!" squeaked Hedgehog. Plop! She curled into a spiny ball. And when a hedgehog curls up into a spiny ball, it looks like that. It really looks like a ball. Hoping it would fall off, but when she uncurled, which means she straightened out, the juicy red apple was still there. Hedgehog tried to squeeze herself and the apple into the beautiful new nest, but could she get in? What do you think? No, she could not with the apple on her back. The nest was too small. Oh dear. Squirrel, scurrying past with an armful of brown nuts, stopped to help. And scurrying just means that you're moving fast with little steps. "Stand still, I'll push the apple off," he said. And he pushed, and he struggled, which means he tried hard, and he heaved, which means he tried hard to pull off, and he tugged. Do you think he pulled the apple off? But the juicy red apple stayed where it was. Worse still, 3 of Squirrel's brown nuts got caught in Hedgehog's spines. So now she had a juicy red apple and 3 brown nuts on her back. And these spines, really, if they were not attached, they would look like this on a hedgehog. "Oh dear," wailed Hedgehog, and wail just means said sadly. "Winter is coming and I can't get into my nest. What will I do?" "Try rolling on your back," snorted Ping, trotting up. "That'll get rid of it all." Snorted is when you say something while breathing hard through your nose. Like, and trotting means moving a little faster than walking. So when they say trotting up, it means the pig walked up a little bit faster than just a walk. Not a run, but just kind of in between. Hedgehog threw herself on the ground. Her little legs paddled in the air as she twisted and wriggled and rolled. And paddle just means that it's like she was like pedaling in the air with her feet. And wriggle just means she twisted and turned quickly, trying to just get it to pop off. "Has it all gone?" she asked, hopefully, which means with hope, scrabbling to her feet, which means getting quickly to her feet. Pig shook his head. No, the juicy red apple and the 3 brown nuts were still there. So were a small green pear and a crumpled brown leaf. A crumpled brown leaf is kind of mashed up and mangled and kind of, like if you took a piece of paper and you squeezed it all together and then you straightened it out again, that would be a crumpled piece of paper. So this is a brown leaf. "Oh dear," sighed Hedgehog, and sighed is just when you breathe heavily like this, rolling her eyes. But up in the sky, sailing towards Hedgehog, she saw a colorful piece of paper. "Oh no," she cried. This way and that she ran as fast as she could. Why is she running? She's afraid that the paper's going to get on her spines? Maybe. This way and that drifted or floated the paper. So the hedgehog is moving this way and that, and the paper's moving this way and that, and she's trying to get away from the paper, but it just seems to keep following her. And landed right on her back between the apple and the 3 brown nuts. "It's not fair," cried Hedgehog, who now had a juicy red apple, 3 brown nuts, a small green pear, a crumpled brown leaf, and a colorful piece of paper on her back. "I'll never get into my nest." Hedgehog pattered to the pond, which means run quickly but not stomping, and gazed or stared at her reflection in the water.
"Hello, Hedgehog. That's a lot of stuff on your back,"
croaked Frog. And croaked is a bit of a scary sounding voice like I just did. Just a little scary. "Humph! I'm trying to get rid of it," sniffled Hedgehog.
"Dive," said Frog. "That will wash it off."
Hedgehog dipped a foot in the murky or dark and dirty water, then dived. Uh-oh, do you think it's going to come off? Maybe. Seems like a good idea. Splash! Her friends watched Hedgehog bobbing up and down, which means bouncing up and down in the water. The juicy red apple, the 3 brown nuts, the small green pear, the crumpled brown leaf, and the colorful piece of paper were all still there. So was a pink water lily. And there's the pink water lily, and that's what a pink water lily really looks like. "Glug, glug, glug," gurgled Hedgehog as the others heaved her out of the water. She did look funny, and gurgled is a bit like the sound of we took a bottle of water and you tipped it upside down and poured it out. The sound that makes is like what a gurgling sound is. And heave just means tried hard to pull off. We've already had that word. But Hedgehog did not find it funny. "Stop laughing," she spluttered, said quickly, and stamped, which is like stomping, her feet on the ground. "Where am I going to sleep?" Pig and Squirrel looked worried. So did Frog. "I do have one last idea," oinked Pig. "Squeeze through the hedge over there. That'll brush everything off." And that is what a hedge looks like. So Hedgehog closed her eyes and squeezed herself through the thick leaves. But did it get everything off her back? Well, what do you think? Maybe. It seems like a good idea, too. It seems like a good idea. No, we were wrong. It did not. It was all still there. So were 4 ripe blackberries. And this is what blackberries look like. And there, staring at her with a look of surprise, stood Goat. "Oh," cried Goat, "you brought lunch." "Help yourself," said Hedgehog. "Take it all." "Yippee," brayed Goat. Brayed just means talked loudly. Then he picked off and ate the juicy red apple, the 3 brown nuts, the small green pear, the pink water lily, and the 4 ripe blackberries. For dessert, he ate the paper. The only thing he left was the crumpled brown leaf. He just couldn't eat anymore. "Hurrah!" which is like saying that's great, cried Hedgehog. She felt as light as a feather. "Thank you, Goat," she said. Then she ran as fast as her little legs could carry her through the gate, past the pond, across the orchard. And that's what an apple orchard looks like. Under the tree and home to her nest. She's like, I can finally go to bed. I'm so tired from all this running around. I bet that's what she's thinking. Hedgehog squeezed into her little nest. It fitted her perfectly, and it was the best nest ever. Outside, a cold wind blew another apple off the tree. Uh-oh, is it going to land on the hedgehog? But it didn't fall on Hedgehog. She was safe in her nest and fast asleep, which means she was sleeping very soundly, like she was really asleep.